additional sides, or crunch into Carnival with a super deal and get 1 piece of chicken, 1 regular side, a biscuit, and a large drink for only $29.95.
When the taste moves your waist, you know it's Crunch Nival at KFC.
Good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon to all our listeners, all loyal listeners. Good afternoon to you members of the listening and viewing public, those of you joining us via YouTube. Good afternoon. Good afternoon to the owners and operators of this great radio station, Mr. Neil IWER George himself, the Water Lord, his family. Good afternoon, and his staff, who again, as I always say, continue to support us here on the street 91.9 FM and has shared his platform. I am so grateful because a lot of us do not share our platforms, and what we use our platform for leaves much to be desired. So we want to thank Mr. George. Waterlord himself, I did take in, when I'll talk about that when Senior Matheson arrives. But good afternoon to you, and good afternoon. We want to say thanks to the Father for health and strength and life and another day above ground. Yes, it is. We do have to say thanks to God. We didn't have to be here. I know some of us studying Carnival, some others not studying Carnival, but whether you're into Carnival or not, the fact that you are above ground today is something to be thankful for and to show gratitude to God for life. You know, some of us may not be in the best of health, but we have life and we have something to be thankful for. So we want to say good afternoon to you, all our listeners. Well, we do have a lot of things to talk about today. We do have a lot of things to talk about today. Some are more let me not preempt the discussion. I would leave that. I don't want to color our discussion, so I would leave that. So we do have. And we have, I am told, the first ever female soca chutney soca monarch winner. Savita Singh, I believe that's the name of the young lady, or the lady, who won. So congrats to her on winning that competition. And I was happy to see Dr. Montano, I call him Dr. Montano, in the competition, win, loss or draw, and it shows that he's willing and able to compete despite the outcome. And at this stage, it is just about sharing his skill, knowledge, and energy on all genres and all types of carnival music, and that must come in for some applause. So we have that took place this weekend, and I think this weekend as well was Fatima. So I hope the event was successful. I know St. Mary's has gone, Curaçao has gone, I know Prestige has gone, Bishops has gone. So a lot of those schools who traditionally have their events have gone, and there are more events to come. But over the weekend was dominated by one particular event. And the name of that event was Stink and Dirty. Yes, I said it. I know it doesn't sound very ear friendly, but that was the name of the event. And that was in Chagaramas this weekend. And that obviously brought a lot of mixed reviews from not only the attendees, but members of the public. So as usual, any of these events, most of these events come at an inconvenience to some other group. And that is just the nature of carnival, but it is also the nature of life. It is always at the expense or inconvenience of others. That's just how it is. It is no biggie, that's it. But there was a complaint about gridlock that crippled Shagaramas on Saturday into Sunday. Now, my aside is this. Some of us are only concerned when it affects us. And some time ago, measures were raised or discussions were raised in the public domain by the government to curb the effect of some of these things on communities. And for some people, they saw it as, unfortunately, as an attack on culture. However, if you've been following these issues for a while, it is both unfair, unreal, and unsubstantiated to make those claims. Because yes, some of us will enjoy the party and the event and the fete and etc., while others do have some type of despair. So the Express has it that homeowners, workers and businesses in Shagaramas say they are bearing the brunt of large-scale carnival fetes, with recent events leaving residents stranded, staff members unable to reach their workplaces, and some businesses forced to shut their doors this weekend. Several retail and service businessmen in the area said yesterday that they were considering closing until after Carnival because of other scheduled fetes at venues along the Western Main Road. Concerns were echoed by the Island Property Owners Association. I think that's the people down the islands, if I'm correct, which called for stronger regulation and earlier stakeholder engagement in the approval of major events along the peninsula. In a media release, the Island Property Owners Association noted that while the carnival-related activities are an important part of the national culture and economy, the scale and frequency of these events being hosted in Shagaramas are increasingly straining infrastructure and disrupting the daily life of those who work, who live, and operate businesses in that area. So now here's a quote from them. We acknowledge and appreciate the government's recent efforts to address concerns regarding noise pollution and the impact of large events, the association said. At this time, events held in Shagaramas are having significant negative impacts on residents, workers, businesses, and visitors. The association comments come in wake of widespread public frustration following the stink and dirty. I can't say dirty, mom is listening. So I say stink and dirty. If you have a better pronunciation for stink, you could call me and message me. It sounds more palatable as well. We just stink and dirty fete at Shagaramas heliport on Saturday, after thousands of patrons attempting to leave the event were caught in hour-long traffic congestions that brought the Western Main Road to a standstill. Among casualties of the gridlock were businesses along the peninsula. On Saturday, Sales Restaurant and Pub, located in Powerboats Marina, announced via Facebook that it had taken the decision not to open for business due to the traffic situation. Truth be told, the traffic situation we faced Saturday after stink and dirty fete at the heliport was far beyond what anyone expected. Okay. The restaurant said, although we planned to open at 2 p.m., knowing the fete had ended at 10 a.m., we did not anticipate hours of gridlock heading in and out of Shagaramas well into the afternoon. So all you're saying there is that you were wrong. With several other events happening yesterday and after Saturday's experience, we believe that it is in the best interest of both customers and our team to take the day. Well, that is a wise thing. Nothing is wrong with taking the day. Motorists also reported being trapped in traffic for hours with little movement, while residents and employees attempting to access or exit the peninsula were left with few alternatives, which is definitely not their fault. In some cases, patrons resorted to hiring small private boats to leave the area by sea, images which circled around the media. While there were no serious injuries reported, thank God, the incident reignited long-standing concerns about whether Shagaramas Peninsula has the capacity to safely host large events without crippling its only major access route. According to the Island Property Owners Association, I wonder how he has joined that. Anyway, these challenges could be better managed if the authorities required more robust planning before approvals are granted. The association is urging the Shagaramas Development Authority to consult with key stakeholders at an earlier stage to identify traffic, environmental and operational risk, and to put mitigation measures in place ahead of time. Shagaramas is a unique and environmentally sensitive area with limited road infrastructure. That we know. So, our aim is not to restrict cultural activities, Mr. Govaya said. Rather, we support sensible regulation that protects both the vibrancy of our events and the quality of life of those who live, visit, work in Caranaj Peninsula. Well, that is Mr. Caranaj. Cultural celebrations are valued and supported, but they must be conducted in a manner that is considerate of residents, businesses, and visitors, and ensures that Shagaramas remains safe, accessible, and well managed. I don't have to read anymore. Basically, it was too successful. Really. The fete was too successful. It was so successful, just like any other business, from my view, it affected the livelihood or the movement of non-fetters, which is an everyday phenomenon, by the way. I don't see these things as rocket science. But do you think that celebrations in Caranaj are harmful and disadvantageous to people who are not attending the event? Do you see it like that? Is that your view as members of the public? Are you calling for stricter measures? I don't know how much strict they can be. The Guardian confirmed yesterday that the Marine Services Association, MSAT President Jesse James, I hope this is not the Western man Jesse James, who said that at least 40 businesses were forced to shut down, Papa, on Saturday due to traffic. He said business owners have decided that it's better not to operate than to face more severe inconvenience with other events planned, because I know it's not only Stink and Dirty is held in Shagaramas. That is quite unfair. And we have had years of other events like Insomnia. I remember when IWER Splash was down there. I mean, you could throw a funeral down there. It will cause some sort of inconvenience. What do you say as members of the public? Call me on 342-008-1466-5391. Do you think that something must be done? You feel a righteous indignation about not being able to get to your condo in time, on time. How do you feel about this situation? Do you see it as something warranting great attention? Do you see it as part of the course? Do you see that we are slack and disorganized and we're having fun at other people's expense? And you call for drastic action. How do you see it? How do you see this issue? And I would want to put on record that we're using Stink and Dirty only as an example here, but it is not this singular or any singular event in that area. It is maybe the event that you do not go to. Give me a call. 342-008-1466-5391. Do you see events? You can use that as in particular Shagaramas. But do you see carnival events as sometimes disadvantageous to those who do not attend? Is that your view? Is that your view? Is it your view that some of these events are a menace? I want to know what you think about this whole issues about carnival venues. Here we have it again. This issue arose earlier on in the year, but God is a Trinity and we sailed on. Now we have in the Marine Services Association and the Island Property Owners Association coming out and speaking. Mr. Jesse James and others. Give me a call, members of the pavilion. 342-008-1466-5391. What are your views on events, maybe particularly carnival events, held in Shagaramas? You think they should be banned? You think there should be, as he said, greater consultation? I don't know how much consultation you can have that will stop the traffic. I don't know. I would say all you need is a TV, so you'll know what to do. It happens. It happens when there's football in the stadium. It happens. Anyway, we're on to Carnival and we're discussing the aftermath of Stink and Dirty. People couldn't get to work. How dare you? How dare you be Stink and Dirty in the streets so that people can't get to work? People can't get to their homes or their properties or maybe dinner at sales. Give me a call, 342-008-1466-5391. Are these carnival events a growing menace to society? Emerging menace. Maybe years ago it wasn't so big. That's relative. I'm not too sure that there are any statistics to support that argument. But you are learned members of the public. You have been to Shagaramas many times. You know it could have a pothole in Shagaramas. There'll be traffic. That doesn't really have to be a forfeit, to be honest. Because of how... Or is it... Are you developmental? Do you find it's high time we find another route to this place? This one way in, one way out is actually a problem. But we do not want to take the bull by its horns and provide a real situation. Because the police is not a real situation. That makes no sense. The number to call is 342-0081 466-5391. Give me a call, members of the pavilion. Members of the pavilion, you learned members. How do you feel about the effects of Carnival and its activities on the Western Peninsula, quote unquote, Shagaramas? Do you see it as an inconvenience? Is it your view that it's an inconvenience? It's a menace? Do you see it as a problem? Or do you see it as contributing to part of the problem? How many of you have gone events in when there's fisherman down that side? Brisk. I thought it was just part of the course. But that's naive me. There are two associations calling for stricter measures, serious measures. I have no idea what those measures would be. Maybe more people will take a little pirogue or a little small dinghy down there. I don't know how safe that is, though. Don't say I advocated for it. But call me and tell me. 466-5391 342-0081. Call me and tell me, what do you think about these events held in Shagaramas? What do you opine about these events held in Shagaramas? Should we do away with them? I'm not too sure. Good afternoon, caller.
Good afternoon to you, to the Third Empire.
Good afternoon, sir.
And good afternoon, Trinidad and Tobago. I think the Shagaramas business people and president of the Hotel Association, I think that they're making a big deal of nothing. Because this is not the first time Shagaramas had that amount of traffic and delays. Sometimes on an ordinary weekend, a resident that living over there will spend 3 or 4 hours in a traffic. Right down Shagaramas Day. Sometimes I go to fishing and I stay 3-4 hours in traffic. I think they're making a big deal of nothing. Even a resident that living down there, this in Port of Spain, and them take a transport to go home, and sometimes they'll stay 3-4 hours in traffic because it have a big hole in the road, and sometimes it have violence in the area all along the Caranad stretch and thing over area there.
Yes.
And they stay 4 or 5 hours in traffic.
Yes.
So if that traffic wasn't there for whole day and whole night and the other day, so I think that they're making a big deal of nothing. And the strict measure that you're speaking about, if it should be stronger, yes, it should be stronger. It shouldn't have those fats on them down there, which are the inconvenient residents, especially when people go in and party and lime and fat and thing. And it showed me the cravicious and greedy promoters and them, because they can invest in their business to host a place big enough to host those parties and them. Let me say you have 15 acres of land in the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. Why them don't invest in 15 acres of land, which part have no set of residents living, it have good parking accommodation? Why they don't work with the Ministry of Culture and ask them to hold back that land, that pantry they go have over there, and coming down the highway over there? They have enough place for parking, nobody they interfere with, no noise interfere with, and old people can't sleep and thing. But they're greedy. They want to make millions of dollars every year and invest back in what in their own pocket. That is what they're doing. Why it is in the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, it can have 4 entertainment center, east, west, north, and south. Work with the Ministry of Art and Multiculturalism and those promoters and them. Or look at invest all their money. Why want all they do buy 15 acres of land? Cut some deal. Go and beg Caroni and do some kind of business deal with Caroni. When you see that big Savannah item in Port of Spain, Queen's Park, Savannah, we just rent that for 2 years. The private people has leased that to Trinidad and Tobago for 2 years. Why all they work with some business people? People who are land and develop place like that. So they have all the art form. Why are they not doing them things? Why are they not thinking innovative? Why are they not thinking outside the box? They're not doing that. Because the cravages, you want to make millions of dollars every year for the past 10, 15, 20 years. And I invested back. You must invest. How it is the people who have all them chicken and them have 15, 20 all over the country? Because they're seeking their interest and they're investing back. How it is one of them have 15, 20 groceries all over the country? Because they're seeking their interest and they're investing back. So why you promoters don't invest back? It's cheaper, or you find it cheaper to pay a little rent in public space, taxpayer space, rather than to invest in your own place. And plus other people will come and rent from all you. Or you go rent it out and have 2, 3 places like that all over the country. In places with no set of houses and then. So look at how they party and promoters and them. Promoters stop being greedy and invest back in what they're making millions of. Thank you to the Empire.
Thank you, caller. And I will get into some of the things you mentioned, several things you said there that resonate with me, and I do share the same view. But now let me get the members of the pavilion. 3420081 4665391. And the numbers to call are 3420081 4665391. What do you think about these carnival activities in Shagaramas? Do you see them as very dangerous, very inconvenient, unfair? Tell me how you see it from where you sit. Tell me what you think about this traffic. And the caller is right, because sometimes you don't even know what it could be. Wassa, and you have problems in Shagaramas, and that might appeal to other parts of the country. But this situation, we know, is because it's in and out, and it's not in and out because of us either. That might be a long-term solution, but we don't think about those things. It's easier to complain. Call me and tell me. The number is 3420081 4665391. 3420081 4665391. What do you think about these carnival events on the peninsula? Not Shagaramas, that is to me. On the peninsula. What do you think about the carnival events that they have complaining to be gridlock, unproductive, disadvantageous to members of the working and traveling public? You call me and tell me. The number to call is 3420081 4665391. Let me know. Let me know what you think. And for those of us who head that side for one reason or another, I also agree with the caller that this is not new. That doesn't make it right, but it's not new. Is there a way to better regulate these things? Should we? And I share the same view with the barn owners and the people who live off this. About venues and decentralizing venues. On to extent we have done that before, because if my recollection of this stink and dirty event, which is the example we're using, it was not always held in the West. So it's migrated. Different reasons. However, there seem to be people who are perturbed by these events and the inconvenience that they cause. They cause a whole inconvenience, it is said. That they cause a great inconvenience and a great injustice to people, commuters, residents, workers, businesses on the Chaguaramas Peninsula. 3420081 4665391, the numbers to call. 3420081 4665391. Tell me what you think about these events held in Chaguaramas. What do you think about these events? What for you might be a possible solution? You're the expert. You tell me. You tell me what you think. Again, some of us only see things when it affects us. Some of us only see things when it affects us. Otherwise, we are very nonchalant about issues. But you have been to Chaguaramas. You've been to Chaguaramas several times for whatever reason. You know how these things affect you. I want to hear what you have to say. I would want to hear what you have to say. 3420081 is the number to call, and 4665391. Call me and tell me what you think about these events and the traffic congestion. You may not have experienced it, but you might have a grand or nephew or somebody, and they all brought home the same report. Again, the number to call is 3420081 4665391. And the pavilion went stink and dirty. Like President went stink and dirty. I'm not hearing members of the pavilion who are traditionally here. Call me, engage me. Engage me, and let's have a discussion on this Chaguaramas Peninsula issue. Because it seems to be our fault why it's one way in, one way out. It seems to be our fault. That's the tenor I'm getting. Give me a call. Let me know. Explain to me what you think about it. But remember, as I said, it should be told, this is not a carnival specific problem, because it exists otherwise. And the first caller said as much. Good afternoon, caller.
Yes, good afternoon, Empire Relax. Very interesting topic once again. Right? Well, no one at Square today. You alone behind the officiating behind the stumps.
Yeah, so far.
Well, I sat down here and I saying I do not know if this activity in Chaguaramas is because of the impact of the addition to our population in Trinidad and Tobago by migrants, whether it's Venezuela from where. And we always had a history of of clogging of the roadways and things like for key events like activities like, well, that was a normal thing in doing Borrowdale Point. With the construction of the new highway, I don't think, because I ain't going there for Borrowdale since the new highway opened up, right? But that before, in terms of the old traditional old Southern Main Road, always was traffic from Labyrinth right down, sometimes even before Labyrinth. Then on the North Coast Road on a Easter weekend in particular, when people camp opposite Sam's by Maracas Bay, and you had a traffic from on Easter Monday coming down from Rincon, which is just after Las Cuevas, right down to almost down to the pillars, because of the location of those places and the one entry, one exit thoroughfares. So I do not know if it's the population and more people to party and things in Trinidad that causes big overflow in the Shagaramas activity. Right? But normally, on a weekend, sometime a holiday weekend, there is always the traffic. Not as large as I wasn't there for the stinker dirty, but no, there always a semblance of a traffic situation on a long weekend in particular, and sometimes on a normal weekend, based on the people normally will go to bathe in the Williams Bay and the Sharkville and Macrip. So we have to look at that and start to look at our population. That is where the process has to begin. We have to look at our population and the activities, because we are party going country, and we have to look at these areas of recreation, vice our party and our relaxation, times. And otherwise, another alternative, I think, that you could stop private vehicles and have strictly buses if the PTSC can provide, and together with maxi taxis, and probably the water taxi service on the C2 in terms of those kind of activities in Shagaramas. Otherwise, you may have to forget those activities in Shagaramas, but where is the next? But where could you locate them? I do not know. So apparently our population now seems to have an overflow, and we didn't cater for that based on all these people here from Venezuela and wherever else they came from, because they are human beings too, and of course they will get what they call acculturized with our cultures. They just wouldn't come and say, well, I am from Venezuela and we sit down in a corner. No. Right in Arima here. Bars open almost every day. Every first American Arima now there's a bar. I in Arima since 1969, and I have never seen bars in Arima like now. And small bars, not to say massive bars, small bars. Yeah? So that's all I have to say. We have to do some population planning.
Yes.
Right? In our beloved country. So I don't listen to hear what other people will come up with.
Yes, thank you, caller.
Okay, nice.
And we're going to break shortly, and when we come back, we'll want to continue this discussion. We need to find a very productive balance to entertainment and productivity at the same time, but sometimes that's not always possible. That's not always possible because something must give, and to be fair to those who have gone or who continue to go, it doesn't take that in carnage to have that effect. Maybe the effect was on a different level, and that's with reason, because of the size of the event. And I don't know how long they did not know that event was going to be there, but that information was in the public domain for a while. You could have made a decision with your workers. You could have made a decision with your staff. However, staff and workers were called to work, and according to the associations, it was a disaster. It was catastrophic. Is there a way out? Will this be with us? Is traffic and that type of traffic a modern feature of a well marketed and a very successful event? Right in Port of Spain, if there's something in Napa, it's difficult to go around the savannah. That's Queen's Park Savannah, heart of Port of Spain. So the calls made by the island owners association and the marine, is it, or maritime, the Marine Services Association is timely. But we will take all calls after the break. Do stay tuned and join in for more. We're going to a break shortly on the Third Empire. Stay tuned. See you.
You've got bills to pay, and so do we. Let's go pay some bills on the street 919 FM.
On Carnival Thursday night, the country descends upon the Queen's Park Savannah for the biggest concert in Carnival.
I feel for woman and woman and woman and rum and woman and woman and rum and woman and woman and woman and
Vibes with Boise X.
I got the innocent. All when I jump in with the friends. I got the innocent.
This year we say cheers to 10. 10 years of dreaming, 10 years of growth, 10 years of voice. Vibes with Boise X. The biggest names in soca will be a part of this special celebration. 10 years of Voice's life and career. Physical tickets at GT's West Mall entrance City Mall, 5th Street Bar, Area Peter Avenue, 519 Restaurant C3 Center, Woodford Cafe Chagonis, Fairways Tobago, and online at frontlineticketing.com. Sponsored by Digicel, The Security Zone, Guardian Media Limited, Stag, A Man's Beer, Hennessy, Coca-Cola, Royal Castle, Dasani, Monster Energy Drink. Vibes with Boise X.
Join me on Carnival Thursday.
Queen's Park Savannah.
It's in we
Is a whole lot of flavor wrapped up in a twist. Some of them try to rap, but they don't rap like this. With crispy KFC tenders and lettuce and carrots and shredded tortilla embedded, perfect wherever you headed. Dripping with that creamy mayo and that mambo sauce. Let me tell them one more time to get my point across. It's a craveable, crunchable, movable, functional, flavorful meal that your taste buds must endorse. KFC, crunch twist, crunch twist. None of them, they don't make it like this.
Introducing KFC's Crunch Twist, a flavorful wrap with a delicious difference for just $29.95. KFC, it's finger-licking good.
This carnival season, come hungry and leave in love. Welcome to Flavor, a carnival culinary experience like no other. Every evening, the Queen's Park Savannah transforms into a vibrant village of food, culture, and celebration. Taste the best of Trinidad and Tobago with local street food, gourmet chefs, live cooking demos, cultural performances, and family-friendly experiences, all in one place. Join us at Flavor Village, Queen's Park Savannah, every day from 4 p.m. TNT, you're gonna love this.
This Carnival Monday, the stage is set. Monday, February 9th, expect pure energy. Marshall Montano, live with a Monk Movement.
Last year was good, but we're chasing greatness. That's why they call this show the greatest.
Monday Madness, joining the Monday Madness. Voice.
I got the innocent. All when I jump in with the friends. I got the innocent.
Fawn.
They try to calm me down. They try to calm me down.
And Young Bretta, Mikal Tesha, Lady Lava, Ding Dong, Freetown Collective, Farmer Nappy, Nyla Blackman, Blanket Dan, Edison John, Shay Dell, Nadia Batson, Kutane, Janaya Lifa, Sue Cray, Tish Official with Evolution the Band, and much more. Tickets available at all Cachet locations. Den for Men, C3 Center South, all Johnny Q Hardware and Auto Parts, and Island E Tickets. Powered by Johnny Q Sound Company. Monday Madness. Monday, February 9th, Queens Park Oval. Monday Madness is here.
The NCC presents the National Stick Fighting Competition Finals! Come witness a night of intensity, tradition, and pure excitement. Come experience the skill, strength, and strategy of the last woman standing as the nation's greatest stick fighters battle for the ultimate title, King of the Rock. Who will be victorious? It's all going down Monday, 9th February at 7 p.m. at the Maruga Multipurpose Youth and Sport Facility. Get those limited tickets for only $125. Tickets available at the Grandstand Ticket Booths, online at www.islandetickets.com, NCC office Victoria Square in Port of Spain, or you can get those tickets on site on competition day. For more information, visit at NCCTT online, or you can call 622-1670. This event is presented by the National Carnival Commission and sponsored by Moccasin, Dasani, Forest Back Punch and Rum, Coca-Cola, Kaleidoscope, and Caribbean Airlines. Maruga, get ready. The boy man in afraid that nobody is boy.
Man, I went by the ATM to get some cash and the machine saying insufficient funds. I sure I have money in my account.
Boy, that happened to me already. Here what to do. Make a report to your bank. But if you're still not satisfied with how they're dealing with it, contact the Office of the Financial Services Ombudsman. Let me text you the number.
If you want to resolve a complaint with your bank, non-bank financial institution, or insurance company, contact the Office of the Financial Services Ombudsman at 800-4FSO or visit www.ofso.org.tr. We can help, and our services are free.
Jump into savings at Furniture Plus. Enjoy up to 40% off in-store and online. Find amazing deals on furniture, appliances, mattresses, and more. Plus extra discounts on credit plans and free gifts with select purchases. Save more at Furniture Plus today.
Blessings in the wonderful name of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. You are invited to listen to the Final Hour broadcast heard every Monday
from 11 p.m. to 5 a.m. in the morning on the Street 919 FM.
Hear my mom, Pastor Helen Garcia, and myself, Pastor Valentine Garcia Jr., preach the Word of God to the elderly, youth, and children. We can be contacted at 629-0113 or 623-8444. The church is located at 26 Prince Street in Port of Spain. We look forward to you joining us. God bless you.
As my life I lay it on the altar, as my life.
The Lion Brand always had a plan, giving great taste all across the land. Kalori fry, bake roti and double stew, made with great taste just for me and you. All through the year and all season, the Lion Brand is the reason. When the Lion Brand in the kitchen, we know to mix and move, we're gonna mix and move.
This carnival season, mix and move with the Lion Brand of products, the power behind our great taste traditions.
With the Lion Brand.
What are you doing?
Crunchnival at KFC is so special to all our we. Like we need blood in we vein, we need KFC again and again. Time to crunch down now. Start to crunch with your crew, look the touchdown now. KFC, time to wave and just bite down now because it's Crunchnival.
What are you doing? Do what you want with the crunch, don't fight it. KFC, carnival, when you bite it. Flavor, take off, like rocket. It's a Crunchnival with the baddest booking it. Bada ding, bada boom. Make best, make room. The steam finger licking. It's a Crunchnival with KFC. Chicken, joy, carnival, and every crunch with KFC. When the taste moves your waist, you know it's Crunchnival at KFC.
Play away, break away, play away.
years and over. Please play responsibly.
Trinidad and Tobago, get ready for words, wit, and raw lyrical fire. It's Kaisorama 2026, the ultimate extempo and freestyle competition where only the sharpest minds survive. On Monday, February 2nd, the battle begins at Radisson Hotel with the preliminary round at 7 p.m. Watch the nation's best extempo giants go head-to-head, thinking fast, rhyming faster. Then it all comes down to the grand final on Tuesday, February 10th, 7 p.m. at Napa. One crown, one champion. Pure lyrical mastery. Think you have what it takes? Registration is now open until Friday, January 30th at all Tuco offices. Tickets preliminary $150, grand final $250. Don't miss the clash of culture, creativity, and calypso brilliance. Kaisorama 2026, where lyrics rule and legends are born.
Share the live. Share the live. The Street 919 FM on Facebook and Instagram. Share the live. Iowa George on Instagram. Share the live. Iowa TV and Street TV on YouTube. Share the live. The Street 919 FM.
And we're back. And we're back with the post-break discussion. We're back. So we were talking about, we were capping the issues affecting the Chaguaramas Peninsula with all these events and the complaints by the Marine Services Association and the Island Owners Association. And I was asking you, members of the pavilion, what do you think about these events on the peninsula? The Stink and Dirty event is just one. There have been many events on that side of the country all the time, and sometimes they're events that are localized there, meaning I think they have the fishermen's, they have different things that belong to that specific area. Do you find these events are an inconvenience, a hazard to the public? How do you feel about these events? Give me a call. The number to call is 342-0081, 466-5391. Give me a call on 342-0081 and 466-5391. And tell me what you think about events in that side of the country. And do you see it as a necessary evil? Do you see it as a one-off, much to do about nothing? Or for you, you may be affected by these events, whether through, commute to your house, can't get to work. We know that there will be different sides to this discussion. So, we're going to a short break shortly, producer? Yes. And when we come back, we will discuss this and then get into something else as part of the afternoon's discussion. But clearly, from the photos and the videos generated from this event, seemingly there was a lot of fun by those who attended, and there was too much fun for some other people. But all's well that ends well. I am not too sure that this is unique to Carnival. I am not too sure, apart from a long-term solution, which is another way in Chaguaramas, so you can come out another way. Again, we do not explore solutions. We complain, we criticize, we cast down, but I have not heard, maybe there are, of any comprehensive plan to create access, water access. I'm not too sure. I am not too sure, because to topography of the place suggests that you can't just go there and walk about. It's not like Port of Spain or San Fernando. So even if there were a water taxi down there, where would you go? Maybe there'll be short taxis available to take you to your different places. I'm not too sure what the solution is. But definitely, we saw pictures of the gridlock. And as I've said in my opening, that has been with us for a while because there were other events on that side of the island before now which created the same effect. One, I remember IWER Splash was on that end. I could talk about that. I could talk about insomnia on that end of the island. But it came and it ended. So it really doesn't have to be Carnival alone that will cause such a gridlock. So I want you to think about it as a citizen of the country. I don't know if you were caught in the traffic. I don't know if you were caught going somewhere or coming somewhere unassociated with the event. But we'll talk all of that after the break.
Clear the way and turn the volume up to the max. It's time for the Soca Pick of the Day, sponsored by NLCB.
Force, 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 force. Yo, 10,000 soca stormtroopers, trucks big like Imperial battle cruisers, and the kind of space we can shift how we maneuvers. When we're on the scene, call we the people movers. Hailing from the dark of the country, full suit of black, vengeful, power hungry. None harder than a Darth Vader named Bungie. When you see me step into your party, everybody raise everything, raise everything. Then we use the force, just lift up everything. Let me see you start turn up like an engine. Let me see you start turn up like an engine. Raise everything, raise everything. Then we use the force, start lift up everything. Wing. Everyone start turn up like an engine. Two shot a rum, way bad like that. Vader, Vader. Rag swinging like lightsaber, saber. Go and tell your friends and your neighbor, neighbor. They pick up all the way on the radar, radar. Ooh, we bad like that. Vader, Vader. Rag swinging like lightsaber, saber. Go and tell your friends and your neighbor, neighbor. When you see the movement on the radar, radar's all the way moving things with the force. Move that tent with the force, lift that fence with the force, move that crowd with the force, sing it loud with the force, rock the place with the force, shake the place with the force. Yo, tap into the force. Step into your territory. We made the order, then we make it mandatory. This is the celebration, we're here for glory. And when we start the whole thing, we never sorry. Invade you like a spaceship. All rebel alliance have to leave when the place lift. Real deal, tell them nothing, you no makeshift. We are the vibe, everybody, when you see me, just raise everything, raise everything. Then we use the force, just lift up everything. Let me see you start turn up like an engine. Let me see you start turn up like an engine. Raise everything, raise everything. Then we use the force, start lift up everything. Wing. Everyone start turn up like an engine. Two shot a rum, we bad like that. Vader, Vader. Rag swinging like lightsaber, saber. Go and tell your friends and your neighbor, neighbor. They pick up all the way on the radar, radar. Ooh, we bad like that. Vader, Vader. Rag swinging like lightsaber, saber. Go and tell your friends and your neighbor, neighbor. When you see the movement on the radar, radar's all the way moving things with the force. Move that tent with the force, lift that fence with the force, move that crowd with the force, sing it loud with the force, rock the place with the force, shake the place with the force. Yo, tap into the force. 10,000 soca stormtroopers, trucks big like Imperial battle cruisers, and the kind of space we can shift how we maneuvers. When we're on the scene, call we the people movers. Hailing from the dark of the country, full suit of black, vengeful, power hungry. None harder than a Darth Vader named Bungie. When you see me step into your party, everybody raise everything, raise everything. Then we use the force, just lift up everything. Let me see you start turn up like an engine. Let me see you start turn up like an engine. Raise everything, raise everything.
And that is your Soca Pick of the Day. Keep it locked right here for more of the biggest hits and the sweetest vibes, sponsored by NLCB.
Breakaway. Play away. 1, 2, breakaway. It's a bigger prize and the money nice in the play away breakaway. We betting hard and we betting hard in the play away breakaway. It's bacchanal in the play away breakaway. Win up to 30 to 1 on the base, 130 to 1 with the Juve ball, 135 to 1 with the steel pan ball, and 150 to 1 with the soccer ball. Wager on at least one mega mix option for a chance to break away with bigger play away prizes this carnival. It's a bigger prize and the money nice in the play away breakaway. Players must be 18 years and over. Please play responsibly.
So we're back. And I want to turn to a story here as carried by the Express. 17-year-old accused of beating and raping woman. A 17-year-old boy has been held in connection with alleged rape of a 22-year-old woman. The victim told police that around 2 a.m. on Saturday, she was at her home in Couva when a man she knows for about 1 week arrived. He picked her up and said that the two were expected to go to a nearby establishment and Lime. However, the suspect allegedly drove to a dirt road a short distance away and made sexual advances. The victim said she declined them. However, he allegedly then assaulted her and hit her about the body and the head. The suspect then sexually assaulted the woman. After the incident, the suspect transported the victim back to her residence. The victim told police that about 2 a.m. on Saturday morning, she was at her home in Couva when a man she knows for about 1 week arrived. The victim said she was at her home at 2 a.m. in Couva when a man she knows for 1 week arrived, and they were to go to an establishment. I do not want to even give my own take on this story as yet, but there are many things that jump out at me with that story, apart from the end result, which is unfortunate and it's wrong. But you call me and tell me what you think. 3420081. A man 17-year-old was held for that incident. The lady is 22. The number to call is 3420081 4665391. Something is missing, or something's strange about that story. We do not engage in victim blaming at all, because that is a criminal offense and men must know their place. All men, all ages. But I want to read the interesting part for me that you will give me your take on. The victim told police that about 2 a.m. on Saturday, she was at her home in Couva when a man she knows for about 1 week arrived. The number to call is 3420081 4665391. Are we speed dating in Trinidad and Tobago? No. Is that trending? It's 2 a.m. Saturday morning. I guess we'll say everybody big. But he was 17. She knew him for about 1 week. Is there an appropriate time frame for dating or actually going out with someone? Is there an appropriate time frame for going out with someone? Call me and tell me, what do you think? Is there an appropriate time frame? What do you teach your children, your grandchildren? What do you teach? What were you taught? See me and carry me out? I meet him last week, so next week he like me. He had to carry me for something to eat. What do you teach in your neck of the woods? Is there an appropriate time frame to go on a little date? Would you therefore enforce that in your own social circle? Your daughters, nieces, nephews, because it could be male as well. A 17-year-old has been held in connection with an alleged rape of a 22-year-old woman. The number to call is 342-0081 466-5391. What are the social mores surrounding issues of this? You have daughters, you have grandchildren, you might have nieces. What do you teach? Or what did you practice as a young man or a man when you were that age? What did you practice? You carry out everybody you see that you like. And perchance the accusation is untrue. Then we'd have to look at the men's side. Old people will say, you look for that. But how do you know? How do you know? This day and age, this social media age, when your kids or your grandchildren or when somebody, I know you, they don't know you, they saw you on an app, they saw you on TV, they follow you, follow in inverted commas, but they don't know you. They cannot know you, but they follow you. A 17-year-old boy has been held in connection with the alleged rape of a 22-year-old woman. The victim told police at 2 a.m. on Saturday she was at her home in Couva when a man she knew for about 1 week arrived. Could that gentleman show up by your door? Call me. Could that gentleman, we'll call him 1 week for now. If not, why not? Could that gentleman show up by your door? Your grandchild, your goddaughter, your sister. Could that gentleman show up by your door? Or would you endorse horn honking outside? Where you going? I'm going out with my friend. That your friend? 1 week? 7 days? Is that your friend? I want to hear your comments. I invite your comments. 342-0081 466-5391. The numbers to call are 342-0081 466-5391. We are playing a very dangerous game. sometimes with our own lives, in the decisions we make. Russian roulette. Either way, whether the story be true or untrue, we don't know. It's alleged. The police have held at somebody, so it is a little more. But, you know, they could hold anybody. Good. She said she knew him for a... Not I'm talking about the criminal part. But did you have the practice of going out with anybody? You just meet them while you're going out? Is that the training? Is that the standard? No one is judging. However, you tell me, well, what do you opine of the situation? What do you think about the situation? That particular incident. He shows up at 2 a.m., a 17-year-old. Whether she knew or not, I don't know. Maybe he looks like 43, I don't know. They were to go to a nearby establishment. She knew him for 1 week. He must have had a lot of prowess as a 17-year-old. Could he show up by your door? I come to your niece, I come to your goddaughter. If you're female, think back then. Could he come to you? Or did you as a man do the same thing? You know a girl today, you meet you today, you go out tomorrow. Maybe you were driving, you were not driving. Is that normal? Was that normal for you? That's something you would endorse. Call me on 342-0081 466-5391. Numbers to call are 342-0081 466-5391. Call me and tell me. Let's have that discussion. Something is obviously, I'll put the word strange, about that incident and incidents of similar nature, where the facts suggest that we're making very, very precarious decisions socially in this time of rampant crime and very unscrupulous people out there, where age is not a factor. Where age is not a factor. You going out with that guy? You carrying that girl out after 1 week? After 1 week? You carrying out that guy? You going out with that girl after 1 week? The number to call is 342-0081 466-5391. What do you think? Could that person show up at your door? Would you encourage your son to go out with somebody he knows after 1 week? Is it normal? I know we do live in a different age. We do live in a different age. And that's the truth. But is that totally normal? Is that totally normal? Is it accepted? Are there time frames for dating or going out with someone? Okay? 1 week? What's the time limit? And if you're going out with 1 week, and is age a factor? major factor. Although crime is no respecter of persons. Crime is no respecter of persons. However, I want to hear what you think. I don't even want to give more comments. But that paragraph is recurring in my head. In my mind, that paragraph is going over and over. It's looping in my head. She was home on about 2 a.m. on Saturday. A man whom she knew for about 1 week arrived. He picked her up and the two were expected to go to a nearby establishment. Okay, they wasn't going far. At least they weren't supposedly to go far. I don't know if that made the argument any easier to swallow. Is that the standard? My question to you. Is that the standard? Is that standard operating procedure, for want of a better word, today in terms of crime, relationships, people disappearing, kidnapping? Some of you might say long time it wasn't so. Long time we used to go and we go on in the cinema and we go on here and we go on here. I don't know. If you went to the cinema at 2 a.m. in the 80s, and even if you went, did you go and pick up any young lady who you knew for a week to go? Call me. The number to call is 342-0081-4665-391. 342-0081-4665-391. I want somebody to explain this bizarre occurrence to me. Good afternoon, caller.
Good afternoon, sir. I wasn't an caller at all, but on many occasions, I've been going out with girls. I meet them tonight, I go to them tomorrow. Sometimes I meet them today, I go to them this evening. And it's just how you carry about yourself with your personality. Okay. That situation is a real tricky situation. That it has some, to me, boy, it has some men who I just feel can't hold back themselves or just cannot know. Well, they just don't know how to treat women.
Yes.
You know, and I mean, I'm very sorry to hear something like that. I mean, but then at the same time, you know, I don't know how to put that point, but that one is kind of real funny. At times I go to people and, you know, I get through the same night.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, is that how you carry about yourself in a situation like that? But probably the young lady.
And was it ever... And caller, we're going to go to a break, but I want you to call me back because I want to engage you in this story and let us decipher it out. We're going to a break because some men unknowingly, to them, let me say it that way, take a Russian roulette risk and put themselves at risk, you know, because remember,
exactly my point. Yep.
The thing looking nice, the thing's looking good, but you could end up in the station.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And I got that many occasions that I went out and instead of I asking them ask.
Right.
You know, so
you were not the instigator.
I wasn't pushing, you know.
Yeah.
I was cool, I was calm, I was collective. I've been treating them like a gentleman. I tell you the same day I meet somebody, I talking to them in the night time and I go out with them in the night time self. Like I meet in the morning, going to work, I carry you out tonight after work. Or I come to pick up after work. It's just the way you carry about yourself in a situation. And after the night at night, I go to the club on a Friday night. It's at club down in South. And in the club, I dance with that girl the next day evening. And she wake up during the day. We go out in the night time. Right. And have something to eat and things happen after. Right. So, I mean...
But that story, caller, would have been as an adult, right?
an adult, right?
Look at this as 17 and 22, you know.
Well, this is what I'm trying to find out. How come I can't say it's her? I'm not pointing fingers, but in that situation, you had a lot of, to me, you had a lot of opportunity to get out of it in the first place. Secondly, I mean, she know plenty information about him in order for him for that to happen.
Yeah.
In order for her to make the kind of report and for that time to go and arrest him. So, which means, you know, a lot of say, could I give you, like the people always do this. Check a number plate of the vehicle, you know, all these type of things.
Call her, we're going to a break right now. Call me back right after. Let's continue, okay?
No problem.
Call me back.
No problem. Yeah.
Interesting.
Road March energy? Check. Royal Castle flavor? Double check. Let's dive into the Royal Castle Road March Song of the Day on the Street 919 FM.
When the carnival pace pick up, Royal Castle is the most tasty and convenient stop.
Welcome to Royal Castle's drive-thru.
Whether we head into the beach with chicken buckets and sides, having a house line with all the combos and sandwiches, or we stop by the castle to eat before the fete. Royal Castle local flavor is always part of the carnival.
You're Brooklyn on them.
I feel when you move up your waistline. Girl, you do something to me, can't believe it real. Darling, this is my first time. The way you're pushing back, I don't want to be out of place. Out of place. Hear me? But the way how you're rolling it, I'll be coming back again. And back again. I love when you rock with me. Cause there's something that is for certain. I love it, yeah. Come let me rock again. Come rock with me. Girl, you do something to me. And I have to make it clear. Oh lad, the way how you work it. The way how you walk. The way how you work it. The way how you walk. The way how you work it. The way how you walk. The way how you work it. Girl, you do something to me. This must be a dream. Look how I fall in love tonight. Girl, you do something to me. That wine is too sweet. Look how I'm more than tantalized. The way you're pushing back, I don't want to be out of place. Out of place. Hear me? But the way how you're rolling it, I'll be coming back again. And back again. I love when you rock with me. Cause there's something that is for certain. I love it, yeah. Come let me rock again. Come rock with me. Girl, you do something to me. And I have to make it clear. Oh lad. The way how you work it. The way how you walk. The way how you work it. The way how you walk. The way how you work it. The way how you walk. The way how you work it. The way how you work it. The way how you walk. The way how you work it. The way how you walk. The way how you work it. The way how you walk. The way how you work it.
That was the Royal Castle Road March Song of the Day on the Street 919 FM.
When the carnival pace pick up, Royal Castle is the most tasty and convenient stop.
Welcome to Royal Castle's drive-thru.
Whether we head into the beach with chicken buckets and sides, having a house line with all the combos and sandwiches, or we stop by the castle to eat before the fete. Royal Castle local flavor is always part of the carnival.
And we're back. We're back with this mystery. We're trying to solve this mystery here. This 17-year-old held in connection with the alleged rape of a 22-year-old woman. There's not any ordinary 17-year-old. Huh? This is a 17-year-old who obviously, and I will add, has to be living by himself, or has a trust fund, because he's 17-year-old and driving. So he's driving. That's if he's 17, but let's leave it as a story. He's driving. A 17-year-old, he's driving. And he met a girl a week ago and decided today is my day. So instead of going to this whatever establishment nearby they were to go, okay, maybe she didn't want to go too far because she didn't know him too good. He said, it's not all about this lime thing, you know. This lime thing, according to this story, is this lime thing you on. It's not about that. And he made sexual advances. He assaulted her, hitting her to the head and body. Then he raped her, allegedly. The number to call is 342008146653991. You give me some feedback on this story. She was at home. She too had to be living by herself. I guess 22 years is big. You're big when you're 22. I don't know what age big and small is, so I know it varies. Because you have 16, 15-year-olds roaming the street, and it have 50-year-olds afraid to come outside like me. So big and small, you can't tell. But this story suggests that this 17-year-old man, 17-year-old boy, and I like the headlines. 17-year-old accused of beating, raping woman. He not only raped her, according to the story, he beat her up too. Random? You think this is random? Is it first time? Is a relationship gone bad? You think they were having problems, they deserved counseling? A 17-year-old boy. What will be in the mind of a 17-year-old that this is even possible? What movie? What book? What video will give you such courage and guile at 17 years? A young man. What? It could have been the Queen of Sheba. What? We not even level this lady all this story for now. You men call me 342008146653991. Let's get to the bottom of this story. As men in the society, as men in Trinidad and Tobago, as fathers, your 17-year-old son, 2 o'clock or 1 o'clock or whatever, or let's just say that I go in here and take in the car. All right, you fix up. You go ahead. You walk in, you're a boy, you're a man. Is he a man in your eyes? What type of young men are we raising? In what state of mind is something like this permissible or even possible? What book he read? He didn't do literature in school. What book? What book tells you that you could carry out a 22-year-old a week after and try to rape and assault her? I need answers from you, the pavilion. You're awfully quiet. I need answers because this is puzzling to me. This is puzzling to me. And don't call me and tell me how you went out with girl and went out with lady and you 65. That's okay. Lots of experience. Life doesn't make it any different if the outcome is the same, however. But I want you to remember that this is a 17-year-old young man. What has he seen or what has he been taught that will indicate to him that this feat, this criminal act, is even possible? The number to call is 342008146653991. Caller who we were talking just now. Let's finish our discussion on all of you who generally give advice. Good afternoon, caller.
Good afternoon, Ronaldo.
Yes, good afternoon.
17-year-old young man, assault at a 20-year-old young girl. What book you was really reading? What are you thinking?
Well, I want to know.
If you get it on so at a young age, much less when you reach all 40, 50 years, you
Well,
have to watch out for that.
Correct. He is one shot, one kill.
Yeah, we had to watch it, but if we start out so at a young age, we don't know when he was older. When he was older, we could go to a young lady than I'm out there.
That's what I'm saying. Nothing didn't
But
tell
I'm
him.
saying to all them young ladies and them going out for the carnival season, don't let nobody or follow no bears and open all them kind of things because it's a real drugs out there.
Correct.
Because there's a certain scene in Army Friday, Zama movement like movement at that table, like you put the table and they put it in the drink
Yes.
and giving them young kids and them it. And well, so you are really watching yourself all of them young kids, them all watch all yourself all the full carnival season.
Yes.
But that real psycho man out there.
I'm telling you. Good advice, caller.
Yeah, bless.
Good advice. The number to call is 342008146653991. A 17-year-old goes out with a young lady after knowing her a week. Last week. So, say he met you last week Monday. Today, already decide to go out. But he ain't really want to go out. What kind of messages he get before? At 17 years? I'm confused. Call me. The number to call is 342008146653991. A 17-year-old and a 22-year-old. Did she do any research? She knew him? She didn't know him. She said she knew him a week ago. All right. Okay. There's some level of trust and an alarming level as well at 22. Because I could understand, even though life is full of surprises, somebody older with the argument that, you know, they have the experience and they have been, you know, I'm older, I've been out with guys on dates, first dates. I need dance. Maybe at 22, she felt this way. You felt that you could judge. But you were proven awfully wrong. The victim of rape and an assault, and my heart goes out to the young lady, that is somebody's daughter, That is someone's sister. What types of decisions are we making? Does Carnival blur our decision making? Is everything okay because it's Carnival? Oh God, it's Carnival. You hear people say that. What you expect is Carnival. Well, this gentleman didn't want to go to any fete. He didn't want to see Marshall. It doesn't seem that he had any intention to listen to voice. And maybe he concluded that he can't behave himself. But it didn't have no music. This was not after attending the event at the establishment, you know. This is on the way. 3420081466539. Explain this very bizarre story for me. Explain this bizarre story for me of this 17-year-old young man and this 22. The suspect allegedly drove to a dirt road a short distance away. She just come in the car. He ain't wait for no 2-hour drive. He ain't hit no traffic. The suspect allegedly drove to a dirt road a short distance away. This young man attends advanced classes. He made advances. Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah, man. Good afternoon, Mr. Olaf. And good afternoon, Trinidad and Tobago. Good afternoon, God. Evening coming down nice after a good day. Anyway, I hear your question there. And for a while now, I listening in and out and out, turning around in the area. But I'd like to go at the first one first, you know, because basically that the one I really was looking to call on that thing down in Canada. Because it's a situation where that always was, as far as I know it. I mean, people, we just calling for whatever they're calling for. I wonder if it's more another road or if they're talking about a taxi or whatever it is. Because, I mean, it used to have fisherman fete, it have all them things, and people complain about them kind of thing. But now, as far as I could realize, Carnival causing a bacchanal, with somebody looking for something from this government also when they could ask for whatever they had to ask for from the next government. What about the people down in Shagaramas? We take over the whole of Shagaramas. Big boys and things. We take away we beach and all we convention center and all them kind of things. They say them is big boy, them building up down there. I find they should build access to go in and come out of Paris because psychologically, if you look at it too, them is part of the inflow and the outflow of Canada. So
correct.
I don't know, me think I blame the people. Me know if we want to blame the people living down there, they have big shots living down in the west. All on top of the mountains and then they want to cut a road on the mountain to come in and go out, so they have an extra road, you know. A whole set of Malagai thing in Trinidad and Tobago when it's ready. So you really don't even know how to answer that. But I just talk my mind. A lot of people out there who they like to talk when they feel to talk. But when it's the right time to talk, like we're going on with politics, we don't talk. Anyway, let me jump in by the next one I was talking about. This girl here happening. Now, this girl is 22 years.
Yep.
The boy is 17.
Yep.
The problem start right in, and the problem ain't going too far away from there, you know. Now, reverse that. The girl is 17 and the boy is 22. Reverse that. What would be happening to the boy if she was 17? What happening to him now that he's 17? So he make a rape. I want if he make a rape. Oh God, I can't judge. I think I go leave it. I'm not going to mind their business because the very thing going on now, everybody doing what they want to do. They have a law, but out here we know it. 14 years, 13-year-old, 12-year-old, all down the hole, boy and girl.
President, we're going to have a break now. So we're back after the break, right? We're going to take a break.
All right.
You've got bills to pay, and so do we. Let's go pay some bills on the street 919 FM.
Boy, I got in an accident a while ago. I was in traffic and my car get bunks from behind.
Well, then they're wrong.
Yeah.
Well, the insurance company go fix it up.
Fix up? Huh. I make my claim the next day. And up to now, I can't hear from the insurance company. I need my car fixed.
Look, you better go to the Financial Services Ombudsman. I'm sure they can help.
Yeah, I'm going to check them now.
To resolve a complaint with your insurance company, bank, or non-bank financial institution, contact the Office of the Financial Services Ombudsman at 800-4FSO or visit www.ofso.org.tt. We can help, and our services are free.
On Carnival Thursday night, the country descends upon the Queen's Park Savannah for the biggest concert in Carnival.
I feel for woman and a woman and a woman and a rum and a woman and a woman and a rum and a woman and a woman and a woman and
Vibes with Voicey X.
I can't behave myself. All when I jump in with the friends, I can't behave myself.
This year we say cheers to 10. 10 years of dreaming, 10 years of growth. 10 years of voice. Vibes with Voicey X. The biggest names in soca will be a part of this special celebration. 10 years of Voice's life and career. Physical tickets at GT's West Mall Entrance City Mall. 5th Street Bar, Area Peter Avenue. 519 Restaurant C3 Center. Woodford Cafe Chagonis. Fairways Tobago. And online at frontlineticketing.com. Sponsored by Digicel, The Security Zone, Guardian Media Limited, Stag, A Man's Beer, Hennessy, Coca-Cola, Royal Castle, Dasani, Monster Energy Drink. Vibes with Voicey X.
Join me on Carnival Thursday.
Queen's Park Savannah.
It's in we
Breakaway. Playway. 1, 2, 3, go. It's a bigger prize and the money nice in the playway breakaway. We betting hard and we betting hard in the playway breakaway. It's bacchanal in the playway breakaway. Win up to 30 to 1 on the base, 130 to 1 with the Juve ball, 135 to 1 with the steel pan ball, and 150 to 1 with the soccer ball. Wager on at least one mega mix option for a chance to break away with bigger playway prizes this carnival. It's a bigger prize and the money nice in the playway breakaway. We betting hard and we betting hard in the playway breakaway. Players must be 18 years and over. Please play responsibly.
This Carnival Monday. Are you ready to experience Monday madness? Monday, February 9th, when Marshall touches that stage, the Oval turns into pure madness.
The temperature climbing, by degrees rising, the engine firing, soca people jumping up.
The king of soca.
Hey yo, Double MC is all about the M and the M. Monday Madness, February 9th. Marshall and the Monk movement, we coming, party jumping again. It's all about the encore.
Tickets available at all Cachet locations. 10 for Men, C3 Center South, all Johnny Q Hardware and Auto Parts, and Island E Tickets. Powered by Johnny Q Sound Company, Scaffolding Experts, Cachet, Carib Beer, Blue Waters, Coca-Cola, Stamina Energy, Johnny Walker, Hennessy, and Royal Castle. Monday Madness. Monday, February 9th, Queen's Park Oval. Monday Madness is here.
Boy, I hearing brass playing in my head whole morning, you know.
That is not brass, that is hunger.
Nah, that is brass bacchanal calling all you. Brass bacchanal? Wait, that is the ones where all them bands and them just show off with their music?
Show off is a showdown of sound.
This Carnival Monday night, get ready for Brass Bacchanal 2026. 9 of the competing for $100,000. Monday, February 16th, Queen's Park, Savannah. Showtime, 9 p.m. sharp. Tickets are only $150. Available at Java Nation stores nationwide, the NCC box office, and online at islandetickets.com. Bring your crew, bring your coolers, and feel the power of live brass like never before. Get ready. Brass Bacchanal Carnival Monday night. Presented by the National Carnival Commission. The NCC presents the National Stick Fighting Competition Finals! Come witness a night of intensity, tradition, and pure excitement. Come experience the skill, strength, and strategy of the last woman standing as the nation's greatest stick fighters battle for the ultimate title, King of the Rock. Who will be victorious? It's all going down Monday, 9th February at 7 p.m. at the Moruga Multipurpose Youth and Sport Facility. Get those limited tickets for only $125. Tickets available at the Grandstand Ticket Booth. Online at www.islandetickets.com. NCC office, Victoria Square in Port of Spain. Or you can get those tickets on site on competition day. For more information, visit at NCCTT online, or you can call 622-1670. This event is presented by the National Carnival Commission and sponsored by Moccasin, Dasani, Forest Park Punch and Rum, Coca-Cola, Kaleidoscope, and Caribbean Airlines. Moruga, get ready. The Bois man in afraid that nobody is Bois.
There's some advice when you hear it, you know one time is good advice. My granny tell me a hot cup of good and natural ginger tea first thing in the morning does wonders for the body. Good and natural ginger tea in its single-size packets is excellent for flavoring your cooking, salads and desserts. But what was news for me is when my granny say a hot cup of good and natural ginger tea helps with nasal congestion and colds, stomach problems, migraine headaches, and it's really good for arthritis in the body. Made from freshly crushed ginger root to get that strong ginger taste and aroma so soothing. Good and natural ginger tea available with or without sugar, so all you need is boiling water to get a cup going. As the old people say, don't take flambeau to see the night what you could see clear in the day. Good and natural ginger tea. Good advice to start your day right.
When the carnival pace pick up, Royal Castle is the most tasty and convenient stop.
Welcome to Royal Castle's drive-thru.
Whether we heading to the beach with chicken buckets and sides, having a house line with all the combos and sandwiches, or we stop by the castle to eat before the fete. Royal Castle local flavor is always part of the carnival.
The Lion brand always had a plan, giving great taste all across the land. Pelori fry, bake, roti and doubles too, made with great taste just for me and you. All through the year and all season, the Lion brand is the reason. When the Lion brand in the kitchen, we know to mix and move, we're gonna mix and move.
This carnival season, mix and move with the Lion brand of products, the power behind our great taste traditions.
With the Lion brand.
What are you doing?
Crunchnival at KFC is so special to all our we. Like we need blood in we vein, we need KFC again and again. Start to crunch, start to crunch, start to crunch down now. Start to crunch with your crew, look they touch down now. KFC time to wave and just bite down now because it's Crunchnival.
What are you doing? Do what you want when the crunch, don't fight it. KFC, carnival, when you bite it. Flavor, take off, like rocket. It's a Crunchnival, with the baddest booking it. Bada ding, bada boom. Make best, make room. The steam finger licking, it's a Crunchnival. The KFC, chicken, joy, carnival, and every crunch with KFC. When the taste moves your waist, you know it's Crunchnival at KFC.
Trinidad and and Tobago. Get ready for words, wit, and raw lyrical fire. It's Kaisorama 2026, the ultimate extempo and freestyle competition where only the sharpest minds survive. On Monday, February 2nd, the battle begins at Radisson Hotel with the preliminary round at 7 p.m. Watch the nation's best extempo giants go head-to-head, thinking fast, rhyming faster. Then it all comes down to the grand final on Tuesday, February 10th, 7 p.m. at Napa. One crown, one champion, pure lyrical mastery. Think you have what it takes? Registration is now open until Friday, January 30th at all Tuco offices. Tickets, preliminary $150, grand final $250. Don't miss the clash of culture, creativity, and calypso brilliance. Kaisorama 2026, where lyrics rule and legends are born.
Share the live. Share the live. The Street 919 FM on Facebook and Instagram. Share the live. Iowa George on Instagram. Share the live. Iowa TV and Street TV on YouTube. Share the live. The Street 919 FM.
Archbishop Charles Jason Gordon says that Tribe Carnival has gone too far by including an adult sex toy in the carnival goodie bags given to women masqueraders. Gordon said that the country's carnival has reached a level of hedonism and warned that if carnival bans are unable to regulate themselves, citizens may have to call on the government to intervene. Gordon made these statements while delivering daily mass at the Archbishop's Chapel this morning. I have been reflecting on Carnival, he said, and I'm sure that you would have all seen my reflections from time to time. Gordon said that 2 years ago he wrote a book, Rethinking Our Carnival Rhythms, in which he traced the history of Carnival from before slavery onward, showing how the festival reflects the social history of the nation. As Carnival goes, so our nation is. It is really reflecting who we are. It is not driving it, but is doing both, Gordon said. Whereas I started to write a rant about what was happening, I realized that there were so many beautiful pieces of Carnival. You know, the Cambule riots, the Dimanche Gras, the show, the Pan, Moko Jumbies. There are so many amazing things about Carnival, so many amazing things. He said that last year he wrote another book in which he selected 7 songs from the 2025 Carnival to show how they tell a story of nation building unlike anything he has seen before. Gordon quoted a line from Freetown's collective song, Take Me Home, marry me in the heart of Port of Spain, if I leave, I bound to come again. He said this showed a covenant of love between us and the capital city. The only times actual Carnival evolved into more artistic form is when it got pushed back. For many years, 2 or 3 decades, Carnival has been encroaching. Not all of it. I want to be clear. I'm talking about Carnival Monday and Tuesday. And I'm talking about the fete industry. I'm talking about an industry. It is owned by 1 or 2 people. And most of our big bands that are pushing hard in the wrong direction are owned by 1 or 2 people. This is business. They are no longer where people used to gather and make carnival costumes as a community and celebrate as a community and have community. No, this is big business. Just as I've asked the government to regulate social media for the sake of our children, if Tribe cannot pull back on its own, I think the government will have to regulate it. Hashtag gone too far. If you think Tribe has gone too far, you know where their Facebook is and you know where their website is. Please, handing an adult sex toy to every female, buying a costume, Tribe has gone too far. Our country is not for sale, and our young people are not for sale. We are good citizens of this beautiful country, and we have to start putting guardrails for our children. Gordon said the country has to stop this descent. We have to stop. We have to stop this. We have to dial it back. We have to bring Carnival back to what it was and what it always has been, a celebration of life, vitality, creativity of Trinidad and Tobago. Whatever happens in Carnival goes to Barbados, it goes to Grenada, it goes to St. Vincent. We now have now reached to what is called hedonism. That is where we are. We have to dial back, and if a country is unwilling to dial back, then the citizens have to ask the government to put regulations. So one way or another, we have to do something different. We have been heading down a wrong road here. Now let's pull back. Let's get back safely, and our young people who want to play Carnival safely, and our young people want to enjoy this great festivity. In defending Tribe's decision to include the adult goodie bag, Chief Executive Officer of Tribe Carnival, Dean Atkin, said, "You know, Tribe, we have never been afraid to lead from the front." Atkins said the idea originated during a discussion about giving roses the flower. Okay, there's another rose, coincidentally, for Valentine's Day, coinciding with Carnival Saturday this year. We also recognize that in business, its personal touch matters. Carnival is about freedom, expression, fun, a little mischief. As the pioneers of the modern mass experience, we're always looking ways to keep things fresh. Atkins said over the years, Tribe has built a reputation for innovation and pushing the boundaries of what Carnival can be. We don't just deliver costumes and drinks, we deliver experience. And if that experience occasionally comes with a cheeky surprise that keeps people smiling and talking, well, that's much on brand for us. The reaction so far has been exactly what you would expect. Laughter, excitement, plenty chatter. Our masqueraders understand that with Tribe, there's always an element of joy. The rose, which is the sex toy, is palm-sized clitoral suction that is shaped like a flower. Tribe has gone too far. So says Archbishop Jason Gordon. The Archbishop postulates that we have reached hedonism. He condemns adult toys in Carnival bags. Archbishop says Tribe has gone too far by including an adult sex toy in the Carnival goodie bags given to women masqueraders. Your views. Have we reached hedonism? Have we descended into hedonism? Do you term that as hedonism? Is that your view? What do you think about Tribe's decision? We respect their decision as a business entity, of course. But do you see it as having moral reach? Sending subliminal messages? And do you view such messages as negative? The Archbishop contends that there are so many other pleasant things about Carnival, so many other innovative things. We have to have guardrails. Do you agree? Or is it freedom? We believe in everything is free, do what you want. This is what we love about Trinidad. Trinidad is a place where you do what you want. Do what you want. Do what you want. Do what you want. Do you believe that we have descended into hedonism? Or do you see it as innovation, free spirit, pushing the boundaries according to the Tribe and the owners of the band? How do you view it? Sex toys placed in the female goodie bags for Carnival. The number to call is 342-0081-4665-391. Good idea. Bad idea. You tell me. You may not care. You might say that I damn business. Okay. All right. You have daughters. You have female relatives. Is there a message behind the mass distribution of female sex toys? Is there a message? Men. You men. Is there a message? Is there a message? Oh, boy, that's taboo. That's taboo. Leave that alone. Let them do as they please. Forget it. The Archbishop is taking a different view. He is saying no. He is saying that he is not accepting that as innovation and free will and all this. These are the nice words. Colors. He's not taking the colorful approach. He's calling it as it is, and he sees it as hedonism. Give me a call. 342-0081-4665-391. Tribe's decision to include sex toys in the Carnival goodie bags. 342-0081-4665-391. 466, yes, 5391. Call me, calling on the Third Empire, and give me your opinion. Your opinion might be that you have no opinion. You may be very neutral, or you may appear to be very neutral, till a bag comes to your house. Not for you. Not at all. But maybe someone you love. Maybe that's a plus for some of you. I don't know where you stand in this whole issue. But call me and tell me. 342-0081-4665-391. The Archbishop saying Carnival, we have to pull it back. Even if it's heading into a certain direction, which he is seeing. You know, business and industry has other objectives, which are basically profit. And some are profit by any means. Do you find the Archbishop's criticisms to be fair, to be rooted, to be of merit? Or do you think it's much to do about nothing? This plane going and crash anyway, and it's best we enjoy it. We descending with full speed. We make the sign of the cross, and who ain't dead badly wounded. So it go. Nonchalant. Blase. That's not your view. Because, I mean, it's so easy for a trend to start, huh? It is so easy for trends to start. And not all trends are good. The number to call is 342-0081-4665-391. You learn members of the pavilion. Those of you who have enjoyed Carnival for many, many, many years, and you've been watching. You're watching the descent. Or maybe you're watching the ascent, in your view. In your view, things are getting better. We're wearing more clothes. Maybe. Give me a call. You give me a call. Good afternoon, caller.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I would say that the Archbishop is right. I haven't heard the whole thing. I'm just getting a little thought from it. As folks speak, the Archbishop is right. And we have gone to a level maybe which the animals and they are not going to. The depraved appetite for sexual activity, not only in this country, but worldwide, is frightening. And it is something we should try to stamp out. What they have been introducing is something unnatural. And as human beings, we should try to control our desires. We may make all kind of excuse to do that which we know is not right. But that doesn't mean to say make an excuse to do that which you know is not right, make it right. Many people may say you are an adult and you can do what you want. It is adults that corrupt this place. It's adults that corrupt the younger ones. And I want to say the Archbishop was in order. Thank you.
Thank you, caller. Well articulated. So one caller finds favor and merit with the Archbishop's criticism of tribe's decision to include adult sex toys in the female goodie bag. So tribe has took the decision, as reported, that they will include this sex toy called the rose, linking it to rose, the flower, for Valentine's, which is Saturday. And this idea, it's innovation. It's pushing the envelope. It is challenging status quo. It is going where no man has gone before, and they are known for that, according to their own confession. And they see nothing wrong with it. They expect the controversy. Obviously, they have broken no law. Good afternoon, caller.
Yeah, again, good afternoon, Mr. Rolex.
Good afternoon.
Well, I finished with the 2 points earlier, but this one here now. Everybody going, you can't tell nobody what and what not to do nowadays, All, they might be pushing the envelope, but the envelope don't get pushed. You know, there was a statement saying, you must not go out of the stable.
Yeah.
Who to change that? I had a program some time ago where a pastor find himself in a party with his wife, and how the wife dressed was out of the order of what's supposed to be pastorship. So, Mr. Pope, or whoever you're being with, Mr. See if you could correct your own before you look at your corrected people outside, because you're happening. Much of hypocrisy that going on through religious thing right now. Yes, who cares? I tell you, who cares, really? Look, you know why it's carnival? I as a double person, I don't know around that because the thing I did enjoy, or whatever I enjoyed in a carnival long time. When I now start a party and not card, I want to wind up on a thing and get a piece of chocolate, painting, all of that is part of the carnival, and like the culture of the carnival itself. You get older now, you want to rush that again because you know how expensive sex is. And so forth. So, Mr. Pop, Mr. Bishop, see if you can correct your own. You can try your best to correct the society. The society, they will doing jump high, zoom low, and they will do. Government come, government go, don't care how they come. We will do by any means necessary, when necessary. And I'm done with that.
Thank you, caller. Okay. A divergent view. 3420081466539. Pushing the envelope, pushing the boundaries versus dialing it back, dial back, pull back, put up the guardrails, keep the boundaries. One group is saying, push the envelope. You don't know what might be inside. You never know. Another group, another gentleman is saying, there are things we have to leave closed. We don't have to find out what's inside. You see that road? That broad road? Don't let me go down that broad way. Let's not go down that broad way. Let us correct and regulate is the word the learned Archbishop used. Let us regulate ourselves. I'm not too sure this is a religious issue, as much as it may have some type of values and moral stuff. I don't even know that that is applicable in this lens. And he was not challenging the issue of sex toys. He was challenging the issue of mass distribution of sex toys for carnival as part of a goodie bag where you get things that you use and you need on the day and things that you know, little handy stuff, a fan, a little, things that ladies like. Apparently, Tribe has done a survey. Apparently. I don't know. I wasn't in the committee meeting. Have we descended into hedonism? According to the Archbishop, we have. Steep descent, quick. Quick is this flight down. Do you agree? The number to call is 342008146653991. And the number to call again is 342008146653991. The Archbishop contends that sex toys in carnival bags, no. That the umpire will call. The Archbishop is calling that delivery an illegal delivery. No. Good afternoon, caller.
Good afternoon. You know what is astounding? To see the level to which folks are trying to push our girl children, our mothers, our sisters, those who are supposed to cradle society. It is sickening. It is sickening. I just call back to say that. And there are so many people who will try to encourage that unnatural act. It is beyond hedonism. It is beyond hedonism. It is disgraceful and untasteful for someone to publicly introduce something like that to society. You know, the age of folks will be playing mass out there, some 18, some 19, some 21, some at other age. Why are you trying to interfere with the trainers of the future? The women are mainly the ones that cradle the male and the female. I'm not saying the men don't play a part, but the women are the one mainly with the male and the female trading them for not only today but also for tomorrow. Why we are trying to corrupt their mind, because the mind is the capital of the body, and once you destroy that mind, you destroy the whole society, the whole human race. Thank you very much for allowing again.
Thank you, caller. Anytime on the Third Empire, all views are welcome. All views. And if you have a review after you hang up the phone, you call us. Once we stay on topic, we're fine. 342-008-146-65391 is the number to call. Are we on the way to hedonism? I remember that hotel actually in Jamaica. I will not disclose its fun agenda. But are we on that way? Are we on that street? Hedonism street. Good afternoon, caller.
Good afternoon, Mr. Good afternoon to you listeners. I more or less missed most of the show, but based on this action that Tribe has recently taken to give out sex toys in the packages, what else people could look forward to next year? Will be giving out B-plugs, dildos, what? These half-body sex objects. What next? Handcuffs, whips. What next? Tribe. Why people taking in all that liquor? I don't know that. Hey, it's not easy. Well, we go reach right where we headed, Mr. Rollins. Right where we headed.
That's what I'm afraid of. That I'm afraid of.
You and I may be afraid of that, but that people who welcome in.
They want to explore. For real. For real.
But I mean, it's full-time adults have some sort of thing about the salesman. I mean, some things supposed to remain private for a reason. Other than, unless we just want to expose everything to everyone, inclusive of children. I mean, I don't know that boy, but as I say, we will reach right where we headed.
True.
We don't have to worry about it. So.
True.
I look on, brother.
Thank you, caller. We reach. We reach. The Archbishop has said Tribe Carnival has gone too far by including an adult sex toy in the carnival goodie bags for women masqueraders. He said this has descended into hedonism. Do you agree? I know many of you like to preach the freedom gospel, everything free. The problem is that the criminals read the same gospel. And they do as well believe that their action should be that way. Has Tribe gone too far? Are we descending into hedonism? Good afternoon, caller. Good afternoon, caller.
Good afternoon to you and the rest of the universe.
Yes, sir.
Everyone that is listening.
Yes.
Well, the way the thing is going, I just think might change. Thing might change. It might have a drastic change because that gospel is so that I heard in Skinner's Park. So all they have to do is probably bring down T.D. Jakes or Jenkins. With Shirley Caesar and join the gospel itself. Because it was plenty prayers yesterday. Plenty prayers was in that thing there, so I should have walked on my scooter and Bible. Well, so as there I showing you, with song like those, things might change. Who knows? Try my to come on the road with Bibles and so. It's plenty prayer. And so I know sure that needed to.
But do you think we have gone too far, caller? Do you think we have gone? Do you think we are becoming hedonistic?
Well, there is the route. Everybody could see that.
Right.
Everybody see the route where you're going on. Because long time I didn't like mass, but got to see costumes and Francis Taylor and all those things long time. I love that.
Like mass.
But
correct.
The kind of mass I see now, I see that every day on any beach I go.
Right.
Any beach you go on the whole, you will see that.
Right.
You see that. So I see that every day. 2 fellas taking bikinis.
Right.
Come on, come on to me now. Anything that's so much in your face that you get born.
Right.
You go on your phone, you see that. Anyhow you turn, you see that. Everywhere. So, I mean, come on. When they talk about mass, they're mighty and not mass. I used to love to go and see that. Probably would stay and watch it on the television. You know, now when you see the king and the queen, you pray that they see them and that. You know, I don't know. I don't know about that. Later. Probably that praying, I can tell you, might change the plenty thing in the carnival. Because a lot of songs, I heard it was calling on the master to change something. You know. So, it's possibly and I know prayer to go. Yeah. Later.
Thank you, caller. The number to call 34200814665391. Have we gone too far in our bid to innovate, push the envelope? We must, or should we always push the envelope though? Should we? Good afternoon, caller.
Yeah, I'm going to take a little extra bite here again because my mind is going some kind of level. Now, to have a multiple amount of people existing and continually existing, then in reality is, what we put the raw word, is sexless cause all that. According to the Bible, that give the rights to go there and multiply and replenish the earth. That's what we read in the Bible. If we see the point that when a husband and a wife have free privilege after marriage, or even before marriage, to have sex free. Children are nowadays, they have nothing like adult to them because the ages that bring what it brings to the children doing things even more than parents now. This big wide world of, what you call hedonism? Nah, not hedonism. It's a natural fact that everybody enjoys. Who not enjoying sex? Maybe me. Me have a wife, me have a woman, me not. Maybe me. All the rest, I watch the world and I ask myself if I get left out. But I say, well, accept the reality. Save yourself. If you figure you could save yourself. If you figure that you could hold back yourself, you hold back yourself. But what I see in terms of the world, I don't mind the business. I am making my business to mind people's business. Because I can't mind the business. I rather mind mine. If you want to mind my business for me, I say thanks. But I mind my business. And I think that's what I see. That making so much differences in the world. Who want to feel the moral, and when you look on a corner and you see them doing the same thing they're talking about moral, and the next time they're doing something worse than moral in the next corner. And we're so deceitful and hypocritical and evil with ourselves. I want to watch somebody else. We're minding our own business. But it's a big world that's happening. The Papa God said go there and multiply. And whatever the human thing to do, I tell you, they will do it by any means necessary. We have to watch with that. I'm going again.
Okay, Prezi. Thanks for the little update. He updated his view. The number to call 34200814665391. Dewey, what are we really doing? Good afternoon, caller.
Hey, good afternoon, Mr. Ronaldo.
Yes, good afternoon, sir.
And good afternoon to Mr. Matheson and Mr. Moya, wherever it is. I hope they're safe.
Yes.
So, Mr. Ronaldo, we acting in Trinidad like people don't know what sex is. like a 12-year-old don't know where sex is. Trinidad are the most bars and the most motel and the most, so I don't want to say I want to use the proper term now. The oldest profession in the game. Any nook and cranny in Trinidad. And we acting like we surprised. When your kids sit down and looking at these hip-hop and rap videos, these ladies, them have on next to nothing dancing in bikinis. When you're looking at the favorite dancehall artists, is bikinis they're dancing in. Are these kids exposed to it? When you're looking at a 12-year-old listening to music, you see them bending and touching the ground. Where they learn that from? And this is the problem. You see, they give them the so-called thing in the bag. You know how much women want to buy that, but they're just scared to buy it? But they get it now. We acting like we not living in a society that sex sells in anything you're doing. You think you could put an overweight man to sell underwear? Or you could put somebody who body top of the line? You understand what I'm saying? It's everything in this life that we do. Sex sells. The simplest commercial. When you have an attractive person selling a product, and you see them in a certain way, that's how you buy the product. And it's the simple things like this where we let escape going on in society. And now we want to take the high moral ground. You see, the world, everything now is social media. Everything is AI. Everything is programmed now. You ask a question now to one of your students, and I'm sure 80% of them giving you the same answer because they're going on AI and get the answer. The critical thinking gone. We program. So now in carnival time, I look at some of the past carnival, these ladies have on next to nothing. And they're bending all over any road. And the cameraman picking it up and his life as usual, nobody will talk about that. But as they put something in the bag to give them, there's a big talk about it now. You see, in society, we cherry pick where we want to associate with and where we want to have a narrative on. But we don't look at the whole picture, where these young kids and them get exposed to every day of their life, even on television. Because there's cable now. So that is my 2 cents on it.
Okay, caller. Thank you. Good afternoon, caller. Take down your device. Yes, take down your device and talk to me on your phone.
Right, yeah, take down your device. Yeah.
Go ahead, caller.
Right, yeah. What are you looking at?
Yeah.
It has some things what is private.
Yes.
And it has some things what is public.
Thank you. Go ahead.
Right. Also, the Bible talk about people leaving the natural use of their body and use the artificial things. Right? Also, it have a minister of culture. It have if the band leaders could do something bold and brave like that, it's supposed to ban the band. Put some kind, ban the band, and send a message, but everybody just leaving it just like that, and the persons who in authority not doing anything. You know, just how we ban certain calypsos, you could ban that child ban and send a message, because it really showing bad to the entire society. So I feel whoever in charge, they could put a ban on that ban and send a message. Long and short. Thank you.
Thank you, caller. Good afternoon, caller. Caller, good afternoon. We've descended into hedonism. So says the Archbishop. Tribe says Carnival is about freedom. Freedom of expression, fun, and a little mischief. And as pioneers of the modern experience, the modern mass experience, we're always looking for ways to keep things fresh, playful, and memorable. Good afternoon.
Yes, Mr. Hollock. Good afternoon again. Well, artists say give them performance, you know, and show them the time of their life. So I guess that's what tried it before. Right? I mean, I understand it. I understand it, but oh gosh, boy, because shock me by doing the right thing sometimes, man. Oh gosh. But we're really at the time of the life.
Well, yeah. Oh my word.
The battery don't get
I wonder how their sales are doing. I don't know. But
it probably
I'm not sure. I'm not too sure. Okay, thank you, caller. We just don't deliver costumes and drinks. We don't just deliver costumes and drinks. Good afternoon, caller.
Good afternoon, guys.
Good afternoon.
As usual, I'm this program. Not mistaken. I think it was the people is a teenager competition, calypso teenager competition, where it seems as though the winner is someone saying about parenting and role model. And this is where I will take it. I will continue to keep it there. We have Christmas one, Carnival coming. We have Carnival going, beach time coming. And it's all about we be responsible. It's all about me measuring twice, cut once. I can go on and on and on. At the end of the day, let we adults be good role model. Please, I will. I know it's the time and you want to see it. You want to have a good time. But make sure you do your inspection and have your plan for that. Make sure that you drink within the limit that you're supposed to drink. It's all about being responsible. I sound up to listening.
Thank you, caller. Have we descended into hedonism? Are we there yet? Some of you say we're there already. Some say we've been there already. One writer says, I heard there was a special treat in Tribe female goodie bag. We all locked in, so I had to get it so we can do an unboxing before distribution starts. Along with the rose, the goodie bags contain a carry-on suitcase, snacks, coupons, fuzzy socks, flip-flop, a cool fan, a water bottle, a neck pillow, a beach towel. Tribe, you win this one. That's what the writer says. contacted for comment. We have our next caller. Have we descended into hedonism? Good afternoon, caller.
Good afternoon, Ronaldo.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon to all the listeners of the Street 919 FM. This is the John Anderson, by the way.
Go ahead.
So I just head into Marshall Monday, and I listened to the program.
Yes.
And I just had to call to at least give my 2 cents.
Yes, I much appreciate
You know, Tribe.
Yes.
I must say I am very much disappointed, and I think that persons need to understand that this is taking things a bit too far.
Right.
Carnival is about our culture and so forth.
Yes.
You know, and I heard one of your previous caller, Koan Harris, mention that you know, the costumes and so forth and what women is wear and all of these things. And I think for years now persons have been complaining.
Yes.
That the costumes are getting, you know, much shorter, the underwears are like strings and so forth.
Yes.
But when do we actually put a stop to it? When do we stand and say, you know what, this is taking things too far?
Good question.
I think that a sex toy is literally taking things too far. That is something personal.
Yes.
And I can't see what we're going to be using that on the road for. Ladies, I should say, going to be using that on the road. Okay, you give Panadol, you give protection, but why you have to reach to the point of giving a sex toy?
Yes.
I think that is taking it too far.
Yes.
And I think that we need to definitely put our foot down and say, hey, that's about it. That's literally crossing a line.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes. Yes, caller.
All right. So,
Thank you.
so I will leave it there, but, you know,
Yes,
good
thank
program
you
as
for calling.
always.
Thank you for calling. Yes. We
Yeah,
appreciate all views. So, this caller he's not impressed. He's not impressed. He's all for fun. He's all for the culture, but he reckons that this is taking it too far. Too far. But who says? They say it's about freedom of expression and a little mischief. They are pioneers of the modern mass experience. So what maybe you were referring to is the old mass experience. Tribe is saying that they are pioneers of the modern man. We just don't deliver costumes and drinks. We deliver an experience. And if that experience occasionally comes with a cheeky surprise that keeps people smiling and talking, well, that's very much on brand for us. That is the view of the management of the band. Archbishop Jason Gordon says that we've gone too far and we need to pull it back. One last comment. Good afternoon, caller.
Yes, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I'm listening in and out of the conversation, and so I don't know if anybody mentioned this, but I have a view on that gift they put in the bag. They are getting rid of the men in society, making them useless.
Go ahead.
Right? And they did that to when they wanted to destroy the black families in America. They removed the men from the home. This is another move to remove the men from the experience. This woman empowerment. You see, that's a dangerous road. That's a dangerous road where you're making men obsolete. Now, that wine and jam takes two people.
Yes.
And that's just my view.
Yes.
That this have a higher meaning than just a gift in a bag.
Yes.
It's have a long-term effect. And it's a projection they're giving society. That we don't need men. Ladies, you could help yourself.
Yes.
You don't need a man to do nothing for you. And that's just my view. Glad I get to say that because I was listening earlier on.
Yes, nobody mentioned that aspect, but that's a question
great.
I did ask. If the men are
good.
seeing this in a particular way, or we just want to
I
join
seen
in.
it as that.
We just want to join in the fun for some of us.
Yes, history leaves clues.
Yes.
History leaves clues. And these are the things, they're very sneaky, you know, in destroying the family. They're very, very sneaky.
Yes.
They're very, very sneaky. And that's one way of doing it.
Thank you.
Okay.
So callers, we the show. Thank you for calling. Thank you for the discussion. And I do hope that you will join us tomorrow. And we will continue our discussion on the Third Empire.
You've got bills to pay. And so do we. Let's go pay some bills on the street 919 FM.
You want to find something great to do with your Tuesday nights? You want to learn and understand the true reason for Jesus? Then join us every Tuesday night from 8 to 9 p.m. for the program, This Same Jesus. This Same Jesus, the program that puts Jesus